all the value is up. And then we need the volume up all the way. This needs to be to hip hop. This needs to be to regular. House. It needs to be the techno/house.
What's up, everybody? I'm back with my MicroKorg. This is actually another one that I have, and I've decided that these keys are just not doing it for me. So I do a lot of MIDI stuff now, and I use my MPC to trigger external stuff. So I'm going to do that with this, and I want to chop the bottom off and make it basically like a eurorack type situation. So I'm going to do it. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that basically tells you how, but there's not, as far as I can see, any videos on YouTube about it. And since I made another MicroKorg video, and it's one of my most viewed videos, I decided that this is the next logical step. So today we're going to do it. We're going to cut this key bed and this stuff off, and it'll just be that. So stick around if you want to find out how. So here it is. We need a piece of wood that is 20 and like a 1/16. So there's this section at Menards called value wood. Generally it's like messed up stuff. 69 cents for this clearly bowed piece of wood. But I don't need the whole thing. That's all I need right there. So here's what I was thinking. Thinking I'd put a handle on there just for funsies. And get one that kind of matches the case. That's cool. Uh-oh. They're playing my jam. It's like $3. How exciting. So here's the back of the MicroKorg. I took all the screws out already. We're going to go ahead and open it up. And then there's a wire attached to the battery part. I'm just going to go ahead and pull that. Now, you'll need this later. You're going to want to cut this. I'm going to leave a little lip on there for the piece of wood, so I'm going to measure it. But you'll see in a little bit. Here's the keyboard stuff. Then this is the pitch and modulation. Excuse me a little bit. Pitch and mod wheel. You'll have to do something with these. You can't just cut them out because then the whole thing will be detuned, apparently. Anyway, we're going to take all these screws out. So it looks like the whole keyboard assembly's only held in with these two screws. Yep. Alright, so we're going to pull the wires that go to the keyboard. There's this set and this set. This is the board that the keyboard's on. This is the main, where all the effects and the actual synthesizer is. The whole keyboard unit is out. Right? Just slide this up and out of there. Just pull them off on the keyboard side, I guess. We have removed the keyboard. Here it is. Okay, so there's 4 screws. There's 2 on each one of these. You just pull those out, and then they should lift right out. Unhook this cable from right here. And there's your pitch and mod wheel. You have to save these. You cannot get rid of these just yet. So you have to save them. When you're cutting something like this, where it's not, you know, you go around and this and that. So how do you measure something like this? So what I like to do, and I'm not a professional by any means, but I will take a piece of white paper, because you know it's straight, and then I will wrap it around like this. So then you can see where to make your mark. Because this isn't shaped like a normal thing, it's not square, so you have to figure out where it would be square. So now we're going to go out in the garage and I'm going to Dremel the area to cut the plastic off. So there's no turning back once we cut it. So hopefully we know what we're doing. Okay, so I'm in the garage. We're gonna do the Dremel work. Okay. I have to go set this back on top of the case and mark the box. Now it's sitting in there. So my goal is to put this piece of wood on the bottom. So what I want to do is allow for there to be space for this to kind of just nest in underneath there. Okay, so this is the hardest part. You need 10K resistors, 4 of them. And what you're going to do is, you got 6 wires, right? 3 for the pitch bend and 3 for the modulation. You have to put these resistors between the 3 wires. 2 sets between these 2, or between these 3, and 2 sets between these 3. Synth posted this, and this is where I've gotten just about all my information about doing this. I'll put a link in the description to this article. It's very helpful, but this part, it's not 100% clear what you're supposed to do. It looks like you tie them together, and then you put one of the leads, like the 2 straight leads and the one you tied up, in between all of them. So I'm going to try to do, based on how they're wired into the wire harness here at the bottom. Like in the first one, it'll be blue and green and yellow, so it'll be straight end in the blue, twisted end in the green, and then straight end in the yellow. And then same thing over here, it's orange, red, and brown, so it'll be straight in the orange, twisted one in the red, and straight one in the brown. That's how it'll go, just like that, right? And then that one in the middle, just in case, you know, you're confused about it. I was not 100% when I started the project, but now I think I know what I'm doing. So here's the things. They're all done. There's 2 caps in each one, folded over, and then they're wrapped in electrical tape so they don't short out. The whole point of this is to replace, once again, the mod and the pitch wheel. If you don't do this, they'll be detuned, and you don't want that because you won't be able to get them in tune correctly. Alright, those are in and on the board, so I'm going to show this too. I screwed the sides in. So I put the sides back on upside down. I kind of want it to be oriented this way. I already cut my piece of wood here. This is going to go on the bottom, and then it's going to screw in. So that'll sit in there like that to kind of counterbalance the front heaviness of it, and I'm going to screw that in so it'll kind of be stuck in this position. And then I took the back out and I cut it shorter. I cut it right flush with these things, the little things that it screws into. So now it's ready to go back together, and then we'll try it out. So there it is. You can do this too if you want your MicroKorg to look like crap. Oh, I have such a supportive family. It only took about 2 hours to do it. It's all modded out now, and I have a handle, so I can take it with me. It's the only thing. This is not super sturdy, but I'll probably improve upon that in the future. I'm going to hook it up and show you how it works with my MIDI setup on my MPC. So, okay, so everything's hooked up. We got MIDI controller, MPC, doing MIDI out to my new eurorack MicroKorg. It's not the prettiest eurorack, but, you know, something you'll come to find out about me is I just want it to be done. So, anywho, let's go ahead and get the MIDI settings all set up here. The input is the keys studio, and output is MPC-A, and then we can hear. One of the important things was you put the resistors in so you can still use your pitch bend and your modulation on the MIDI controller or whatever external way. So let's see if they work. Pitch bend works. Modulation. That's why you need the resistors, the things that I put together on the wire. That's why those are important. There's a handle I put on. Look at that little thing. It's silly. So that's it. We did it. It only took, I don't know, this evening, I guess. A couple hours. 3 hours altogether, maybe. Pretty cool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.